Today's topic is going to be orbs. That is what I'm going to go over. I'm actually going to go pretty detailed into orbs. It's one of those things people don't talk about too much, although you do see it in every single paranormal show out there, every ghost show that you see. And I've actually seen a couple of ghost shows where you can see perfectly nice orbs going by and they don't even mention it. So, but I'm thinking, why don't they just So you can tell it's a real orb in my humblest opinion because dust balls really don't have a set pattern, and if they do, they're pretty much falling down or floating down. But an orb is a very well defined circle, and usually it has a really good, nice, clear pattern of where it's going. If you see it going upstairs, you see it going down a hallway, in the trajectory where you can see where it's actually going in that direction. Also, there's another thing. If you see that it's getting distance, if you see an orb, a ghost orb, getting, if you see that it's a lot bigger when it's in front of the camera, if you're shooting it with a camera, and you see that it's going away and getting smaller, that's another indication that that's definitely going to be a spirit orb. Anyways, I got my little munchkin here today. She was anxious to get on the camera for a few minutes and say hello and be here with Daddy, hang out in the studio. She's got a little cool story too. She's gonna share with you guys in just a little bit. Also, another thing, I'm very, I guess you could say I'm proud of my roots. Originally from Miami, uh, Cuban raised, so I got a chancletazo de vez en cuando upside the head. But you know what a chancleta? Yeah, you got the chancleta a couple times from mom, huh? Yeah, really? Mom got you with a chancla? Lord have mercy.
One time.
Huh?
One time.
Really? Well, his dad hasn't gotten you with a chancleta, but I know how to punish when it's time to get that time out, that punishment, huh?
When I was a baby.
Yeah, it's been a while. She's a good kid. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. I truly, humbly appreciate it. Just trying to get familiarized again with all the equipment, as far as like recording and editing stuff. I just prefer to do it myself. I've also I was a musician for a very long time. I was in a couple of bands back in Miami. Everything from grunge rock to death metal, which was my favorite, and thrash, hardcore, a little bit of hardcore. But and I grew up jamming out for a while, so music's always been my thing too. So last, I would say 10 or so years, I've been been dabbling in a lot of recording stuff, and um, it just kind of piques my interest as well as paranormal. But and it kind of comes hand in hand because for the paranormal, it's good. It's good to have a good ear. It's good to be able to hear little noises that some people don't pay attention to. So I guess, and that would be my I guess my talent, paranormal talent is. Somebody told me one time that I forgot what you call it, but people that can just hear things very good. It's kind of like being a psychic, but not really. But I guess I'm very spiritually. I'm very audible, or I can really hear stuff pretty good. So I guess I just pay attention sometimes to things not everybody pay attention to. As I've said before, my house is very active. Um, so I got used to seeing weird, random stuff once in a while. Um, and a lot of this is not just stuff I've seen; it's stuff that other people in the house have seen as well. So I wasn't crazy. I'm not crazy. Not yet, at least. Um, but but I grew up in a very spiritually active house. I guess that's kind of always been the void, I guess you could say, or the reason why I'm doing this is because I would like some explanations to why when I was young a lot of these weird things would happen to me, and I had some experiences. Um, what? You want to say something?
Can I
I
talk
see somebody back there giving me the look like I want to talk too, Dad.
about,
Are you gonna let me talk?
can you talk about when you
Wait. Let me
when
hold on. Speaker's acting kind of weird here, crazy. Go ahead. You keep talking. I'm just getting this fixed real quick.
when you were like a kid, like my age.
Uh huh.
And
Right.
you saw a spirit in the window.
Oh, when I saw Spirit.
Can I tell them
Oh,
about
are you talking about the story I told you about the when all the windows
Mhm.
when they were knocking one window at a time? Oh, that was very
Can I
scary
tell them?
stuff. Huh?
Can I tell them the story?
Well, why don't you let your dad? Well, you can try it. You want to try to say the story that I told you? Are you
Yeah.
gonna be able to get it pretty detailed there?
So when my dad was little like me, he came back from school one day,
Uh huh.
and then I forgot.
And then I was sitting down on the couch watching some, probably G.I. Joe, maybe. G.I. Joe, greatest American hero. So,
And then
so I was watching G.I. Joe on the couch, and then what happened? By myself, there was nobody there.
And then you saw a shadow.
I didn't see no shadow,
Oh, you saw.
but I heard on the window that was like right there in the living room
And somebody.
a really loud knock, which
And-
scared the bejesus out of me.
And then he went upstairs and checked all the windows. And then he heard another knock, and he checked the other one.
Yes.
And he heard.
And then it went to the other window, and then it went to the other window, and then it went to the other one, and it was and every window in the house was, well, not simultaneously, but it was one after the other. So it was really there was no explanation for this till today, 30 years later, or 40. Time flies. But along about 30 or some odd 40 years later, I still mention it to my brother and sister, and they said they never were messing with me. They said they don't even know what that is. Or I mean they know about it because when they got home I told everybody about it, but they didn't they didn't have any explanation for it. So I even went to the neighbor's house too. They used to mess around with us. We were a pretty tight knit family, and our neighbors were real close to us as well. So I went over to the neighbor's house to see if maybe they were messing with me. I'm pretty sure that I actually.
You never told me
I,
that part.
oh, that was I didn't tell you the whole entire story, honey, but I told you about the all the windows knocking.
Oh.
So, anyways, so yeah, I did go to my neighbor's house later, but I think I did stay in the house for freaked out for a little while. I don't think I went anywhere for like 10 or 15 minutes, but every single window in the house just it almost was like a pattern, like every window just knocked one after the other. So that was really spooky. I also had an experience where it was late at night, and there was this thing, a translucent sort of. It almost looked like Scooby Doo. I'll be honest. I'm not even trying to be funny, but it was a translucent spirit that went from one wall out through the other through the window. It also caused wasn't on either. That's another observation I made that night. The fan was not turned on, and it was moving. So the only way that the fan could be moving is if an energy went through. Come here, gordita. Why don't you sit down over here next to Dad? So, anyways, guys. So yeah. So I had some really awesome experiences when I was young. Here you can if you want to get in the camera, you could just get right here next to me. So, anyways, so today I was going to talk about orbs. I'm just going to get right to it because that's the main subject that I was going to bring up. So again, orbs. They could be dust or orbs. I'm just looking at a few footnotes that I made. I also have a description of different orbs and what they mean, what they represent for each color of the orbs. Excuse me. That was a coffee. Ooh, excuse me. Um, so basically, this is some footnotes I wrote down. Orbs, they're a pattern of movement, how it projects or presents itself. It's an actual orb. You might see one chasing the other. Sometimes you can see two kind of chasing each other.
Two girls playing tag or something.
It could be two little girl, baby spirits or little young girls. I don't think they'd be babies because they'd probably be crawling. So yeah, it could be uh, two little youngsters. They can zip out of nowhere or come out of a wall or down a hallway or down a staircase in almost a straight or direct path. That's actually something I've said before. So yeah, so if you see the orb traveling in a direct path and it's like going up a stairs or down a stairs, that possibly most possibly that'll be a spirit orb. You might also see it appear small or from far away. Right. So I think I've also mentioned that as well. If you see that it's kind of going from big to small or vice versa, that's another good sign that's an orb. Um, Not good to obsess over them though. Um it's I think it's significant because it's a spirit that you're lucky enough to catch that's actually kind of within that veil. It kind of, I guess you could say, it crossed the veil a little bit. um the cliche when we talk about the veil. I think that's absolutely that holds a lot of good. It's just a very good way of putting it. I think it's a very good description of when the boundaries between spirits and the humans, they can actually interact with us. So, but I'm sounding like Kamala Harris now. Lord have mercy, help me. So, anyways, yeah. So if you get lucky enough to see an orb, that's pretty cool. I did put a I did. Oh, do you want to say your story about the orb that you saw?
Oh yeah.
You do. All right, I'll let her say her story so we can get to it already. I know you guys are would love to hear the story, and then once she says that, I'll I'll tell my little story. There you go. Here you go.
So when me and Dad were in the kitchen, snacking on something because we're about to watch a scary movie, I got scared because I saw an orb and it was white, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't a dust something
Dust ball.
dust ball because it looked like it was going straight line. So I told Dad, and he sprayed holy water and said, "Leave this house," and stuff like that.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. When my mom was here visiting, they did leave a vial of holy water that they brought from a church, and it was blessed water. So I did have that there, and I just basically um, commanded them to go back to wherever they came from. If there's any evil spirits here, they need to go back to wherever they came from in the name of the Lord. So I did, I did say, I kind of said the good Lord's prayer as I did say the Our Father. I said the Hail Mary, um, and then I also did my own prayer. But that's I believe that that's our strongest. That's the strongest weapon that we have against evil spirits or anything that we feel that's evil, is to pray. And prayer always helps, and good faith. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Okay, I'm out of here.
Bye bye.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya. Hasta luego, mi gente. All right. Thanks for the company. She's still like in that stage where she wants to ask a million questions and be all up in every single little thing. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me. Hasta luego. Hasta la vista, baby. Peace.
Beef.
Deuces.
Deuces.
There you go. That was pretty good, honey.